Alrighty, mic check, mic check. I have no idea how this is gonna go because this is my first time ever doing this on Twitch. So yeah, this is, I guess, your sound warning. If you're ready for a lot of very mediocre thrash playing, then here we go, I guess. So let's go ahead and get on in here, shall we? Howdy, happy Saturday night. Let's have a good weekend, shall we? So. Not a bad start, I guess. I'm still not sure how I feel about this preset. You know, I'm using Guitar Rig 5 for most of this stuff. I'd love to run this through an amp, but I'm way too dumb when it comes to the hardware stuff to really figure out how to get it working with my audio box and everything. So it might be a little weird, it might be a little off, but you know, we'll play around, we'll make do, try and do our best here. I've tried to get it set up as close to what I would normally have it as. I mean, you come into this channel, don't expect like Olga or Hurtbox TV or anything like that. Those guys are way better than I am. But you know, I try having some fun with it and just kind of practicing as much as I possibly can. I've talked about doing one of these on Twitch for a while now, but I never got around to it for whatever reason. But I figured, you know what? It's Saturday night. Let's hop in here. Let's have some fun. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of VTubers that do the guitar thing, and it kind of makes me sad a little bit. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see more. There we go. I'd like to see more VTubers doing this. I see quite a few that do the acoustic thing every now and then, but I don't really see a whole lot when it comes to, like, I don't know, the guitar stuff that I play. We'll just put it that way, right? And it's not like I'm a great player or anything like that, but I always figure, I'm not going to get any better if I don't practice. So it's just a lot of Metallica covers more than anything else. This guitar, this picture of this guitar that I have, this is my actual guitar. I've got the LTD version of the Snakebite, so that's what I'm playing right now. But the other thing is I don't really know how Twitch handles a lot of this stuff. I thought about maybe trying to play along with some of the music. That seemed like kind of a bad idea. Just because, yeah, YouTube and whatnot, if Metallica wants to claim this song or whatever, that's perfectly fine. Like, I've given them God knows how much in guitar money, so it's I don't mind giving them that extra 5 cents that they're going to get in ad revenue. But I don't know about Twitch, because I know Twitch just like blocks it out. And where's the fun in that? If we're gonna play, then I'd like for you guys to actually hear me play, right? So yeah, it's just one of those nights. I didn't really know what to do, so I figured we might as well go ahead and try and do the things that I've been talking about for quite a while on stream. So if you guys ever follow me on my YouTube channel, by all means, that's where I do the majority of this kind of stuff. Twitch is just kind of like I don't feel like setting this up an hour ahead of time, so let's just go ahead and play, kind of thing, right? But my YouTube followers are probably very very well accustomed to how frustrated I get with my setup right here. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen a snake bite in person or really any Explorer style. I'm assuming you have. Like, I don't know who would check out just a random guitar stream unless you were also interested in guitar, in which case you probably play better than I do, anyways. But if you're just like, oh hey, a VTuber, so these things are huge, right? Like they're absolutely massive guitars. I love them because I'm a tall, lanky guy, so it's like having like a custom armrest pretty much everywhere I go. But whenever I'm sitting down like this, trying to do, oh hey, do the VTuber thing, ooh, it's very very difficult because I just have just a regular old office chair, and this thing really does not like armrests. I desperately need to like buy a stool, you know, like an actual musician stool or a photographer stool for these kind of things. It'd be kind of a pain to move them in and out, but it would be much much easier to play. But I'm like hunched over right now, like Gollum, trying to play most of this stuff. So I mean, I can't play much better than this, but I can play, you know, a little bit better whenever I'm standing up. So I do apologize if it's like super scuffed. The other thing is, like I said, I don't know. I've been playing around with Guitar Rig quite a bit and trying to figure out some settings that really work for me. And I don't know. It's very digital, which is kind of the point, right? I mean, it is a digital DAW or VST, which are I don't know all the technical terms for them. I think it's a VST, right? And it's very good for what it is. For just like hanging around, you know, here on Twitch or whatever, it's perfectly fine. Just kind of jam out, right? But it doesn't have that weight that an actual amp has. I can tell it's kind of compressed. I don't know if you guys can tell it's compressed. Probably because whatever bitrate I'm streaming this at, it's getting even more compressed through Twitch. So yeah, it doesn't quite have that full weight behind it, and it's really tricky to try and manipulate it to sound like my actual amp. My actual amp is like one of those Behringer 2x10s or whatever, 2x12s. I can't remember. Friends will let me borrow it. But yeah, that thing's got some weight on it, right? Like you can feel the reverb here. But all of this, it's like kind of crackly, kind of compressed. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are wondering what my setup looks like, that's kind of the rundown of it, which is basically just me making a bunch of excuses for not practicing and sounding like shit, right? It's the amp. It's it's all digital. It's not me, right? Surely it can't be me. I'm better than this, right? You know, at some point I need to get in here and actually like learn some songs, learn something other than Metallica. It's just I had a long period of like 10 years where I didn't play at all. And I was living in an apartment on my own. I wasn't supposed to have any instruments or anything like that. And this was before I had like this little before I even knew that these audio boxes even exist. Like I've got an PreSonus audio box i2, and it's been a godsend. I love it. Like I can play with my headphones and all this stuff, but I couldn't do that back in the old days. Right? Yeah, turn on my little practice amp, and the whole neighborhood's going to be coming after me. So there was like 10 years where I just straight up didn't play, and I've forgotten so much, so much. So I've been trying to slowly rebuild that muscle memory, but I've forgotten so many songs that I used to play. Right? Usually, if I play around a little bit, I can kind of remember. I don't have like perfect pitch or anything like that, but you know, I played a lot of these songs long enough that I'm kind of like, okay, this is gonna be this riff progression, and you know, that kind of thing. This power chord is gonna go into this power chord, that kind of stuff. But it might take me a couple tries, right? Um, but yeah. Yeah, see, like, am I evil? Let me just bring up the tab for that one. Because I really like Am I Evil? But, I don't remember it all that well. Oh god, Songster, I gotta make sure that I'm not actually pressing anything here. Okay, yeah. See, that I remember. I never could do the pinch harmonics right. Close enough. Ooh, yeah, that's about as good as you get. But I do always like that little part. I always like the it's kind of the same way with Thunderstruck too, you know. Trying to do that one without picking, like he does in the music video. It's funny because you know they're both they're two different songs, right? Am I Evil and obviously Thunderstruck. But that little bit, that little trill there, it's the same. I mean, it's you just got to switch it up a little bit, and but yeah, it's the same notes and everything. It's super easy to play. You know, it sounds really cool, and I think that's always like a really fun thing to like. Ooh, I'm gonna press these people, so I'm gonna do Thunderstruck, or I'm gonna do this little trill from Am I Evil? Like actual guitars, like what the hell? Like that's kiddie stuff. Like oh wow, really stretching that pinky finger there, aren't you, buddy? Right? But it's fun to play, right? Like it's not too terribly difficult, but it sounds cool, and it sounds really cool to play, right? Let's see here. All right. And see the tabs that I'm looking at, they do it the hard way. Like they really like try stretching it. Like across the fifth and sixth strings, right? I'm not good at transposing, so I've got to like figure out what that power chord is on the higher strings. It's just it's a little less movement when you go up. And I think that's how Metallica actually plays it whenever they do it live. It's been a long time since I've actually been able to watch James's fingers. Like that's the other thing that a lot of people don't really realize is like I get in here and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna thrash, but like I'm a rhythm player, man. Like I gave up my dreams of being, you know, Kirk Hammett ages ago. Yeah, I never really could solo all that well. I used to be able to do the solo to Enter Sandman, and that's really about it, right? Like, but as I grew older, I kind of appreciated James Hetfield quite a bit more. So that's really who I've been learning off of pretty much since I first picked up a guitar, right? So you know, all of my picking is like down picking and stuff. I never, you know, looking back on it, I was never really learning the parts to learn how to solo in the first place, right? Um, I was following the wrong person, and but now that I'm older, I'm like, man, James is such a good rhythm player, and it's like I have no problem being the rhythm player as long as I've got a giant ass guitar and have that swagger, right? You know, I do the whole gunfighter stance when I'm playing standing up and things. It's a little harder now that I'm older and my knees get sore. But yeah, that's how I've always played. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a little sharp. I was having some issues. Having some issues trying to get this tuned. Or I was like, this sounds right, but the tutor says I'm a little sharp on it. But no, it still doesn't sound right. It wouldn't surprise me. These strings are pretty old at this point. I can't really afford to go out and just spend a bunch of money on strings like every 2 days, right? So so yeah, it might be a little off. I try and do my best. I'd rather be flat than be sharp just because if it's a little flat, then I mean that's how they play live anyways. But yeah, that sounds. Yeah, it's a little sharp. We'll just have to make do, I guess. Not really much I can do about it. I was practicing bins the other day, so that might be why. You know, they're saying it has the locking tuners on it, but you know, old strings are gonna get kind of floppy anyway. So that's one that I wanted to learn the other day. Airbuster theme tab. That one's hard. It's not something that I'll be able to do all that easily or quickly. The thing with a lot of tabs, like, and the reason I don't have requests on tonight is like, yeah, I would love to know every song in existence, right? And or be able to play it by ear. I can't do that. I'll be just straight up with you guys. Someone requested Hotel California the other day, and it's like, sure, just request one of the hardest songs to ever be written. That's fine. I don't mind. Sure. And so yeah, this isn't karaoke. If I end up doing some karaoke one day, that'll be a little bit different. I'll take requests in. I can sing a lot of songs, but yeah, with guitar, I really have to like sit there and think about it, right? So let's take a look at this tab. It's not Songster, so I don't know how accurate it is, but that sounds pretty good. What are they doing here? Oh, I see. Okay. That's not as bad as I thought. It'll take me a little bit of time to get it up to speed, but yeah, it's really not that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot crazier than that. You can tell when it goes to the low strings, though, can't you? It's yeah, that's a snake bite. That's definitely the guitar there, because yeah, the low end. I mean, these humbuckers they're beasts. I mean, if you've been playing a while and you really want to learn like some rhythm stuff and you like that chug, I mean, it's an expensive guitar. But even the LTD version is worth it. Like even through the whole digitization of guitar rig, like I mean, you can kind of hear that weight to it. Yeah, I mean it's got some chug to it. So that right there is on the that's on the lower pickup, which I think mine might need resoldered or something at some point. Like I bought it off of a pawn shop on eBay, and it's been great, but there's a few things that I can kind of tell. The pickup switch is a little loose and it does get kind of fuzzy. I can't tell if it needs some resoldering or if I just need to change batteries on it. But yeah, this is the low pickup right here, right? And then you move up here and you got the high one. I'm completely screwing that up because I never really learned. Blackened is like my white whale. That's the big song that I want to play. But I mean, you can hear the difference, right? Then you move to both here, and this when it's in the middle switch, that's it's got some I knew how to play. I'm trying, but it's like slipping out of my lap because I'm trying to avoid my armrest and sitting like on the very edge of my chair, right? Let's see. Oh, that's like really quiet switching it down there, huh? Interesting, interesting. Well, let's see if I turn up the reverb a little bit here. Yeah, see that bend right there? That's how I knew that my strings were getting old. Like I just learned how to play the Bridge to Orion. I've known how to play like that main riff for a while now, but I never learned the bridge. Like you can hear that bend is going like it's going sharp in the middle of the bend. Like Yeah, so I need new strings. I don't know if I'm gonna switch them up next time. I might. I haven't really decided yet. I've been using the Dario 11s. That's been my main for ages, but I might move over to some Ernie Ball like Elixir 10s just to see if maybe it changes things up a bit. I haven't really decided yet, right? That's a problem for future me. I just so very rarely buy strings. I used to buy them quite a bit because my other one, I've got a Kirk Hammett 203 LTD, right? And it's been a great guitar. I mean, it was only like 450 bucks. It was my 18th birthday present. I mean, it's traveled across the country with me and all kinds of stuff. And it's been a great guitar, but it's also very old. And the Floyd Rose bridge is starting to get a little rusted, right? So, I mean, everything still works fine, but the nuts on one of the nuts keep popping. Hey, baby. No, the string keeps popping out of one of the nuts, my B string. So it's really annoying. It's not snapping the string; it just pops out anytime I try tuning it right. So yeah, I end up going through strings quite a bit like that because if it keeps doing that, that strings it just gets so warped, and you can't really do a whole lot with it. So yeah, that was really the only reason I ever bought new strings. Aside from playing for you guys nowadays, I only ever really play for myself. Like, it's not like I'm doing this live or anything like that. I don't have a band or anything. I don't know any drummers around here. Everyone around here that tries playing is just like country music, right? So I've never really had a whole lot of reason to buy any. Now that I've got these locking tuners, are just kind of like, oh, the strings are a little old. That's fine. I'm just playing for the internet, right? But I think if this is going to be something that we keep doing more and more in the future, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and just and maybe save it. Maybe go ahead and buy some new strings, try and keep up to date, and do what we can, and yeah, just have some fun in our own way, right? Let's see. Let me save this preset because I do like this preset. I think I'd like it a little bit more than my other one. So yeah, like my other one, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear the difference or not. So like this is the old one that I used to make. You can hear it doesn't quite have that crunch. I don't know if I screwed up something. It's more than possible that I did. Whenever I was trying to play around with some of these settings a little bit, but yeah, it just doesn't have that same bite. This is the one that I used to use on my YouTube channel here. So yeah, you switch over to this one, you can hear the difference, right? Like it's not even a question of which one has a little bit more oomph behind it. All right, I needed to turn down the reverb because I was still on a roll. Really had a lot of fun with the new album. I know some people are like, it sounds like AI Metallica, right? I feel like there's just people that never grew up in their musical taste after high school, right? Like there's always judges that are like, oh, they were listening to music wrong. no wrong way to listen to music, right? Like there's different music for different mindsets and different moods and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Something about the new album is just it's just that I don't know if if it's quite like as thrashy metal as what people want out of them, but like it's got that good driving rock for a lot of it. That's just I don't know. It's nice to just kind of jam out to in the car while I'm on my commute to work or whatever. So yeah, it's I like it. If you don't like it, that's fine too. I'm not judging you for not liking it. Just yeah. I guess what I'm judging is people that feel the need to remark about how judgmental they're being, right? Like if it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. But people on the forums all like, actually, that kind of thing. The internet. The problem with the internet, I guess. How does that mid riff go? It's Man, it's been a long time since I've played Jump in the Fire. I think that's how it goes, right? Slow it down a little bit for that one. All right, I need something a little. So I got to give myself like a little bit of a breather here. So here we go. What do we got? White Jazz. That's not quite right. Warm Twin Echoes. That doesn't really. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, none of these are really speaking to me. No. There we go. Strat Funky Auto Filter. Like the problem with a lot of these VST things and VST plugins is like a lot of them aren't even like a thing. It's just it's like sound effects, and it's not even like good sound effects. It's just there's nothing to them, right? Like you can't even hear them whenever you play something. And I don't like this is guitar rigs, so like you should be able to hear something when you strum a guitar, right? You shouldn't have to hook up a like electronica kit to play through guitar rig. Like that's not how this is supposed to work. Like this one right here, you can't even hear anything, right? Like I'm really strumming on this thing so you can hear it. So it's yeah, it's pretty rough. Like what is this? What is this? This isn't even guitar. I'm not even strumming anything right now. It's just doing this. What is this supposed to be? Have they finally come? Have the aliens finally come to end us of our misery? Is that what this is? That's all I can figure. Is like, well, they had their chance and they fucked it up. So this is the sound you hear before the world ends. There you go. That's all I'm getting. Right? The reverse hole. No. I mean, that's kind of a cool effect. I guess maybe it's supposed to emulate like a wah pedal or something like that. I don't know. A lot of this stuff I genuinely don't understand what exactly they were going for a lot of it. I really truly don't. But some of it's really good. So I don't want it to sound like it's like, oh, it's garbage, right? Like I'm not trash talking guitar rig. It's like it's super instrumental for if you're trying to make digital music and you just don't have the setup to do it any other way, right? Like it's super important. And they do have a lot of good presets in here that you can buy, you can do all kinds of stuff with, right? But some of it is just like like it feels like they're trying to, get money out of people for some of this stuff, right? Like there's really not a whole lot of a point to some of it. Okay, so I've got my reverb up. I don't want and this is weird, okay. Like I don't want a lot of crunch. Here we go. Well, I just like play some acoustic stuff just to rest my hands a little bit, right? I haven't even messed with the equalizer all that much. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Slowly but surely, as my fingers start bleeding, because of course they are. That's how long it's been, right? There you go. I don't think that was too bad, but I still don't like that. Yeah, let's see how this sounds with it. It actually sounds a lot better. That was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Actually, I was just like, oh, this is just going to be another one of those shitty ones, right? And no, it actually. Oh, that's on me. That's on me for being a doubter. I was like running around because it's literally that for 5 minutes. The guitar part, it's literally just that, and it's great. I love it. It's a really good song when you've been playing a while and like you can't quite give up, but like you just need something simple, right? You just need to rest the hands a little bit. So you just play a little run around. Just strum those 4 chords. Congratulations, you have a number 1 hit from Blues Traveler, right? Just need a sick buddy to play some harmonica for you in the background. Easy enough. Can't complain. See, that's another one that I learned the beginning of and just never learned the rest of it. And it's really not all that terribly difficult. Most opeth is pretty hard, but that one's another just kind of nice, chill acoustic one. Patterns in the Ivy. Um, used to know how to play Demon of the Fall way back when, but that one's I think drop D. I have to like retune everything. But yeah, that one was always fun to play. I've never actually. That one's one that I actually taught myself, believe it or not. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I actually kind of learned it on my own. But yeah, let's see here. Oh God, the reverb's still like way up. There we go. There we go. I need to remember to save it. Save. There we go. Now it's where it should be. I'm trying to remember how the second part of that little bit goes. I don't know what the exact chord is. I remember trying to watch Hurtbox do it because he did a really good video on it. So it's over on YouTube. But he's like one of the few guitarists that I've seen doing video game covers that like the way he places his camera is really, really good for learning the actual fretwork of it. So shout out to Hurtbox out there because I really like his videos for learning new songs. You know, he doesn't even have to put the tabs up because his fingering, his fretwork is so clean, and the way he's got his camera set up is so good. Like it's perfect for learning. Like you can just literally just look at it and it's like, oh, that's where it needs to go. A lot of other guitarists, you know, they do the weird angles, and I get it, right? Like it's, oh, my bad. I definitely get it because it's definitely hard to like try and figure out your camera placement in this huge ass guitar and everything. You know, a lot of people do it from like the top down, like kind of from the headstock looking back towards the body, right? Because it's really the only way to try and get the whole fretboard in. You know, it's hard to fit it all into a webcam, but for whatever Hurtbox is doing, keep doing it because it's helping. You're helping a lot of good helping a lot of newbie guitar players and a lot of mid guitar players like me plays. So yeah, we definitely appreciate it. But I think that's probably the cleanest I've ever played that. That's usually like a pain in the ass for me. Iron Maiden is hard, man. I love Iron Maiden. Man, they're hard. Like they feel like you're playing artwork. Like the way that it feels in your hand. But it's fun once you finally get it down. But yeah, it's a stretch to get there. You know. I'm just trying to think of something that's not a cover to play. Just and of course I go back to covers, but sure enough. So I don't know. I feel like we had fun tonight. This is something a little bit new for Twitch, and I don't know. It might move over to YouTube at some point. We'll see. I don't know. Started good, then I didn't have anywhere to go with it. That's how it tends to be. But the nice thing is, like, riffing like this on a camera means I can always go back later and try and relearn it. So if I don't have it finished now, I've got the building blocks. There you go. All right. Well, thanks a ton for hanging out with me tonight. I know it's like kind of a weird stream, but I figured, sure, this is kind of fun, I guess. I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch this eventually, but it's practice. It gets my fingers warmed up. I feel like I played better tonight than I have in a while. I don't know if it's just I used an older pick than I usually do, so it's kind of bendy. But yeah, it felt it felt pretty good tonight. I didn't have the troubles that I usually have, aside from a few scuffs here and there. It actually was kind of comfortable for me for the most part. So I don't know if it's just because I have been playing more lately. What? That practice thing actually works? You're telling me that if you practice, you'll actually play better? Oh, never would have guessed. But I don't know. I'm so used to scuffing things up that if I'm even getting a Number of the Beast down somewhat decently, then there's something weird's going on, I guess. But yeah, we'll throw this on the docket as something else that we can do every now and then, and just kind of play along and have some fun. But thanks a ton. I hope you all have a good rest of your Saturday night. And yeah, I'll see you at some point this weekend. You know, we've got some more FF7 that we've got to do over on YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off all of this stuff. So yeah, just getting back to it, doing some chatting and whatnot. You know, we've got some FF7 to play through some more. I need to maybe do a little bit more leveling off stream. I think I'm gonna do that before we get to the next one. But yeah, that'll be something else that's going to go up on the docket for this week. Obviously Tuesday over on YouTube, we've got Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be playing some more of that, so keep an eye out. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. So yeah, that'll be a pretty long stream. It'll probably be however long it takes me to get the MSQ done and probably a couple runs of the new raid. Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, it's a new patch day. I don't really set any plans as far as time goes. So however long it takes us to get all that stuff done, maybe a couple breaks to get some food and stuff in there, but that'll be pretty much all day Tuesday over on YouTube. And then here on Twitch, I haven't really decided yet. Maybe some more Star Rail, maybe something new just to kind of throw in there every now and then, change it up a little bit. You know, Star Rail, I really like it, but I mostly just log in and do my dailies, so I don't really have a whole lot of content that I can actually show for you guys. But yeah, we might find something new to throw in there, just out of left field. Who knows? But I hope you all had a good time tonight. It's the first time doing a music stream. I hope I didn't scuff it up too bad. Like I said, I've always been very mid, but I don't see a lot of VTubers doing this kind of thing, so I figured maybe there's people out there that are interested in it. I don't know. The analytics will show us, I guess. But again, if you do like it and you do want to see more of this or just really any of my content, same as always, hit that follow button, like, subscribe over on YouTube. The Twitter is the same handle, all of that stuff. You guys know the deal. We have to do this every time, and it's kind of annoying, but I'm not gonna hit you with the whole be sure and slap that like, you know, that's just not me. I'll do it once a stream, and there's your one time, so you know the deal. But thanks a ton, everyone. I had a good Saturday night. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you later on this week. Bye bye.